They're going to call you delusional. Good. Because here's what they don't tell you about that word. Every person you call a genius today, every single one of them was called crazy at first. They were called obsessed, unrealistic. They were told it's impractical, that you're a nut. They're told that they're wasting their time. And they heard it all before it worked. And the exact same drive people mocked them for back then is the same thing that they praise them for now. It's like, oh, your vision, your tenacity, your discipline, your dedication. It's incredible. But the question is, where was all that when no one saw you grinding? Where was all that when you were a nobody? It wasn't there. Because here's the rule. You're crazy until you're successful. Then they call you genius. The same person, the same dream, the same fire. The only thing that changed was the result. Which means delusional was never the verdict on your vision. It was just a timestamp. It means that you can see something that they can't see yet. And I'm going to show you why people who build anything worth building have to be a little delusional. Why that's not arrogance, and how to hold on to what you see when every voice around you says, let it go. Point number one, delusion has an expiration date. And here's the truth about it. It expires. Something is only delusional until it works. The second it works, it stops being crazy and becomes genius. So the real question was never, is it delusional? The real question is, can I hold on to the picture long enough for the reality to catch up? Watch how this plays out. A man by the name of James Buster Douglas worked as a doorman and a parking lot attendant. A nobody. And he walked around telling everyone who would listen that he's going to be the world champion. Delusional, right? Then a few years later, he's standing over Iron Mike Tyson, who is the most dangerous fighter alive, the world champion, the belt holder, and Buster Douglas just handed him his first defeat. Those same people are saying, you was right. You called it. From nothing to something to everything. He didn't just get lucky. He saw it before it existed and refused to put the picture down. That's the whole game. Your delusion becomes genius the moment the world finally sees what you've been staring at the whole time. And until they think that you're crazy, that's not a reason for you to stop. That's just proof that you're early. So when they laugh, don't argue, just build. Point number two, the fight was never with them. Let me let you on a secret. And this may actually hurt you a little bit. So I'm gonna try to do it gently. The person standing before you and that vision, the person standing between you and that vision, the person that's blocking you from reaching that goal is not the critics. It's not your mother who thinks you're a joke. It's not your friends who went dead quiet the moment that you told them your dream. It's not the loved ones at the dinner table. The person that's standing between you and your vision is that person in the mirror. Rocky said it to Adonis Creed. The face that's staring back at you is your toughest opponent. Every time you step into the ring, that's who you're actually fighting. Because most people aren't stopped by the world. They're stopped by how they see themselves. If you're taught you couldn't do anything, you won't. If you decide you can, you start moving like it's already true. The limit is almost never out there. It's the story that's running in here. And the good news that's buried in all of that is if the fight is with you, then the fight is winnable. You can't control who doubts you, but you can absolutely control who you agree with. So win that fight first, and then everything else, that's just downstream. Point number 3. Your mind finds whatever you send it looking for. And here's why the inner fight matters. And it matters so much because your mind is not neutral. Your mind, it's a search engine. And you're the one doing the typing. So your brain is constantly hunting for evidence of what you already believe. Tell yourself things will go wrong for you. It will lock into every closed door. It will look for every delay. It'll look for every small humiliation that you face. And it'll hand it back to you as receipts, as confirmation, saying, see, told you. But you got to start asking it different questions. What's actually working? Where is the opening? And then that same brain goes looking for it somewhere else entirely. It starts finding small wins, the cracks of light. It looks for the reasons to keep going. Your mind doesn't check whether the story is true. It just builds a case for whatever story you're repeating. So watch what you keep saying about yourself. You're not describing your life. You're handing your brain an assignment, and your brain is going to follow it. So feed it doubt, and it brings you reasons to quit. You feed it the vision, and it brings you a way through it. Same brain, you choose what it hunts for. Point number 4, confidence is a receipt, not a feeling. Now let me separate you from the hype, because I'm not here to sell you any feelings. That's not what I do. But real confidence isn't something you talk about or talk yourself into in the mirror. It's built. And here's how. You keep the promise you make to yourself. Simple as that. But be honest for a second. If you don't trust yourself right now, it's probably not because something's wrong with you. It's because you made yourself hundreds of promises and broke almost all of them. You said you'd get up early and you didn't. You said you would start this week and you didn't. You said you would go for the walk and you didn't. You said you would eat right and you didn't. And every broken promise is a withdrawal. And eventually that bank account runs dry. It's not a character flaw. It's just the math. And the thing about math can be fixed. And because it runs that way, it tells you because it's math, it can also run the other way. So the person who is unshakable with confidence isn't braver than you. They're just someone who keeps their word to themselves. Small promises kept, then another, and then another, and then their mind quietly updates the file. And apparently, I'm someone who does what I say. That's what your mind locks in. So stop waiting for a feeling of confidence. Go and keep one small promise today. And confidence is that receipt. Point number 5, choose your hard. I want you to understand this one because this is key. Now, I have to tell you the part that isn't fun because I'd rather prepare you than flatter you. Life is going to hand you suffering you did not choose. It's not pessimism. That's just the truth. That's just a fact. People you love will pass away. Relationships will break. Your body will eventually fail you. Money will disappear. Things happen that you did not want or choose to happen. Poor people suffer. Rich people suffer. Single people suffer. Married people suffer. Entrepreneurs suffer. And employees suffer. Suffering is the fixed cost of life. And there's only one way to get ready for suffering that you didn't choose. Take on the suffering that you do choose. You have a choice to pick the life worth suffering for. If you're going to suffer regardless, why would you suffer poor? Why not suffer with a little bit of money? If you're going to suffer regardless, why would you suffer with a sick and ill body? Suffer with healthy body. Pick the hard that you want to choose. And when you do that, the hard that nobody makes you do, the conversations that you've been avoiding, the discipline that nobody else checks on but you. Every time you voluntarily do something hard, you build the exact muscle you'll need when life does something hard to you. Then you'll be prepared. I'm not going to say it's going to be easy, and I'm not going to say it's not going to hurt, but you'll be prepared. It won't break you every time. Because think about it. The harder things to do are usually the right things to do. They're almost always the same thing. Nothing that carries any real weight is easy. Easy doesn't enter into the equation. So what I always do is I always choose the hard way. You can choose the easy route. Like I see a lot of these videos because there's a person who's trying to get, is on a health journey and trying to get their body in shape because I didn't want to be sick. I didn't want high blood pressure, diabetes, all these things. I see all these infomercials, 6-minute abs. So the quick way to do stuff, the easy way to do stuff. And the thing about that is, you may do it and you may get the result that you want. But if you want a permanent fix, if you want something that's going to last, you have to do it hard. Because the easy way will not give you any permanent fix. Because eventually you're going to fall back into same old behaviors. Choose your hard. So the people avoiding all this discomfort, they aren't protecting themselves. They're going to show up to the fight of their life and have never trained a single day in their life. They're going to fold. They're going to lose. Stop running from hard. Start choosing it on purpose. While the stakes are still small, while the stakes are still low, choose hard. Because hard is coming. Suffering is coming. Pain is coming. That's just the natural way of life. Because of the world that we live in, the sin sick and fallen world we live in brings us those things. But you have the choice whether to get prepared, get ready, and you do that by choosing the hard things now. Point number 6. And if you don't get anything from this lesson at all, get point number 6. You already beat the odds. Here's what I want you most to hear, and I think you need to hear. The odds of you existing, the exact combination of everything that has to be right, everything that has to go according to plan for you to be here is somewhere around 400 trillion to 1. Like, let that number sink in. The fact that you were born, the odds are 400 trillion to 1. You're more likely to win the mega multi-million billion lottery 10 times in your lifetime than you just actually being born. Your life is a miracle, stacked on a miracle, stacked on a miracle. And with odds like that, you're just going to sit there on the couch and replay all the critics, replay all the negative things they say. Sit there on the couch and do nothing. You're going to shrink because someone laughed at you at dinner, because the person that you love didn't believe in you. You're going to play it small. No, that's not the ticket you were handed. Take the swing, get at bat, do something that you were called to do. See, I'm tired of watching people stop becoming who they are supposed to be because someone along the way made them feel small. Because someone along the way told them they can't. See, you will never get this shot again. The honest truth, you only get one life to live. The people back when they were screaming YOLO, I was like, y'all thought y'all was gonna keep living twice, 3 times, 4 times? You only get one life to live. You get this one face, this one mind, this one gift, and this exact moment in history. Then after that, you answer to God. And when he asked you that question, what did you do with the gift I gave you? What did you do with the talent that I placed in you? What are you going to say to him? What is he going to say to you? My goal is for him to say, well done, my good and faithful servant. So squeeze everything out of it. Don't you dare die with the vision inside of you. And you didn't act on it. You didn't unlock it. You didn't unleash it. You kept the gift locked up, hidden from the world. So let's get back to that word, delusional. Be delusional. Wear it. Keep it as a name badge. Let them say it about you, because delusional is only delusional until it works. And then it became genius, when it was actually genius the whole time. The fight is never with them. It's always with you. And that means you can win the fight. Your mind will find whatever you send it looking for. So send it after that vision. Then you build your confidence by keeping those promises to yourself time and time again. Those promises, those hard things that you're choosing to do. So that when the real hard things, the real tough things, the real tough decisions, when they show up, you're ready. You're prepared. Because you never forget that you are 400 trillion to 1 miracle who doesn't have the right to play small. They don't see all that you see. They don't have the picture yet. You have a 11 by 15 vision, and they're still over here working by a 5 by 7 mind. And that's okay. That's fine. They're not supposed to see it all yet. But be delusional long enough. Work quietly long enough. Keep your word to yourself long enough that one day the world will catch up and they will call you genius. And you will get this smile in their face and say, this is the same thing I've been doing since you've been calling me crazy. Here's the one move I want you to do before I go. Name that vision. Name that thing that they've been calling you delusional about. The one they've been talking to you or talking about you or telling you it can't work or won't work or whatever the case may be. Call it out this week. Call it out today. And take a step forward into keeping that promise to yourself. While they're still laughing, you do the hard things that they don't see. Drop that thing in the comments. Name it. Name the delusional dream that you will not let go of, that you refuse to let go of, that you were called to do. Say it loud. That's where it starts. You got to say it loud to yourself. Share it with someone. Share this video with someone who you know is being realistic because they were told their dream was unrealistic. Send it to someone who's being practical because they were told that vision was unpractical. Like, subscribe to this video because every week we go deeper into building a life that nobody sees long enough until everybody sees and calls it genius. Be delusional. Be very delusional. And be delusional long enough until they call you genius. That's all I have for you today. I'm Minister Crush. Until next time, peace.